Hello and welcome again to TalentSprint. We are discussing the various development programs announced by the government from time to time. And now we come to a very popular scheme announced by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi in recent times. And that is called the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojna. The Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojna is a government-backed insurance scheme. It's a government-backed accident insurance scheme at that. I should definitely include the word accident because it is not a life insurance scheme, it is an accident insurance scheme. Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojna is a government-sponsored accident insurance scheme. This was launched on the 9th of May 2015 at a very grand gala function in which the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, inaugurated this insurance scheme. This insurance scheme is available to people between the age of 18 to 70 years who have bank accounts. Irrespective of where they live, this scheme is available to all people between the age of 18 and 70, provided they have a bank account. For the coverage which it gives, the premium is rather low. It has an annual premium of only 12 rupees. It has an annual premium of just 12 rupees for coverage for every year. And the amount will be automatically debited from the account of the account holder. There's no need to go and pay the premium every year. The amount gets automatically debited from the account holder's account. And it covers accidental death, either full or partial disability. It covers accidental death, either full or partial disability. The government-backed accident scheme, Bima, Pradhan Mantri Bima Suraksha Yojna, provides for accident-related victims, and at a very affordable premium of just 12 rupees per year, which is automatically debited from the account holder's account, and there is no need to go to the insurance office, and it is administered by public sector insurance companies. It is not being given to the private sector insurance companies. It is administered by the public sector insurance companies. That is about Pradhan Mantri Bima Suraksha Yojna. Thanks for watching this short video. I will see you again in the next video with a different topic. Until then, it's bye from me for now. Hello and welcome to TalentSprint again. We continue our discussion on the development programs. We have seen quite a few already. As I told you, I'm deliberately keeping these videos short so that you will be able to absorb the things faster. And since we are talking of different schemes, I do not want any overlap. And that's the reason why these videos are being presented in a very short manner. We now come to the next development program, which is the JRY, the Jawahar Rozgar Yojna. The JRY, or the Jawahar Rozgar Yojna, named after the former Prime Minister Pandit Jawahar Nehru. The Jawahar Rozgar Yojna was launched on the 1st of April 1989. So it's quite a long period since being in operation. It's about 38 years or about 28 years since the scheme was launched. And the Jawahar Rozgar Yojna was formed by merging the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act and the Rural Landless Employment Guarantee Program. So the Mahatma Gandhi Rural Employment Guarantee Act was revisited again in 2005 and launched as a fresh scheme. But before that, the Jawahar Rozgar Yojna was formed. The urban vision of this program was Nehru Rozgar Yojna. People below the poverty line were the main targets to provide employment to the rural poor. Again, it's a scheme for rural poor. People below the poverty line were the targets to provide employment opportunities to the rural poor. So this is the rundown on JRY, or the Jawahar Rozgar Yojna. Thanks for watching this very short video. I'll see you again in the next video. Until then, it's bye from me for now. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to TalentSprint again. We are at the discussion stage of the development programs announced by the government. We now move on to the next scheme, and that is the Digital India program. The Digital India program was launched on the 1st of July 2015 by the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. The program, or the Digital India program objective, is to ensure that government services are available to citizens electronically and people get benefited from the latest information and communication technology. We have seen how the government departments have been working for a long time. They continue to write reams after reams of paper, and the offices will be stacked with files, and all worn and torn out files will be there in the various government departments, and people were finding it difficult to access information from a different time. Supposing you went to a government department and asked for information, let's say for something which happened even 5 years ago, they took an enormously long time to retrieve that information. So in order to alleviate this difficulty for the citizens, the Prime Minister started this Digital India program, which enables citizens to get benefited from the latest information and communication technology. Now, most of the government offices you will find are digitalized. You have even online applications for paper, for things like change of address in an Aadhaar card, or your linking of PAN to the Aadhaar card. All these are available online now, and that is because of the Digital India program. You have even applications for driving licenses now being made online by a few states, and you have a lot of other things which have gone online. Completely digital, completely paperless formats are being used. All you have to do is to enter the details on a computer, and the computer does the rest. That's the idea of launching this Digital India program, and this program is basically intended to help people take advantage of the revolutions in the information and technology field, information and communication technology field. Improved online infrastructure, and by increasing the internet connectivity, or making the country digitally empowered in the field of technology. This program, Digital India program, has really intensified the connectivity between the places in the cities and towns and villages of India. Now today you have hardly any place in India which does not have an internet connectivity. Even if a person in a rural area may not have a laptop in his house, he or she can go to the nearest computer center, which is located in practically every village. You have a kiosk, a computer kiosk running internet services, and that internet services availability means that the citizens are connected to the outside world and connected to the online world. The connection to the online world is the biggest thing that could have happened in terms of a giant leap in information technology, and this is because the Digital India program aimed at empowering the citizens with the latest developments in information technology and communication technology. Today you can book rail tickets, air tickets, bus tickets, you can book online taxis, you can even order food online, you can order medicines online, you can call for doctors online, you can call for nurses online. Anything and everything is possible online thanks to this Digital India program. This is a very, very welcome program which is really eased the way of living for a variety of people in different areas. And that's why this program is a big success. So this is the brief on the Digital India program. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you again with a different program in the next video. Until then, is bye from me for now. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to TalentSprint again. We will continue our video presentation on the various development programs, and this time we are going to talk of the Namami Gange program. Namami Gange program, as the name itself indicates, is a program aimed to clean up the holy river of Ganga. It's also called the Swachh Ganga project now. This program was launched in 2014 as an integrated conservation program. Its program basically is intended to conserve the holy aspects of the river Ganga, which is considered one of the holiest rivers in the world. And this program was launched in 2014, called the Namami Gange program. Budgetary allocation for this program is a whopping 20,000 crores for a 5-year period. Ganga was becoming highly polluted, Ganga was becoming highly dirty, and Ganga was not the usual Ganges river which originates in the Himalayas and runs down the various plains of the country. With the fast increasing urbanization and with fast development of tourism, the one casualty of all that was the fact that the river Ganga was becoming highly polluted and dirty. And that's the reason why the government in 2014 thought that we must do all we can to preserve and conserve the river Ganges, and they launched this program with a budgetary allocation of 20,000 crore rupees for a 5-year period. The program integrates to provide a clean and unpolluted river Ganga in a comprehensive manner. The idea is to provide a clean and unpolluted river Ganga in a very comprehensive manner. That's the objective of the program. That's the objective with which the Namami Ganga program was launched. And of course, the slogan Swachh Ganga has also been coined. The intention is to ramp up progress. That's why it's given within inverted commas. There was an effort, there was some kind of work done on cleaning up the Ganga program, but not enough was being done. The intention is to ramp up the progress of the Ganga cleanup mission with the aim of the regeneration of the river Ganga. The intention is to ramp up progress, which means that some kind of progress was already there, but the idea is to ramp up progress of the river Ganga, and the regeneration of the river Ganga was very important. Regeneration because the river Ganga was becoming highly polluted, highly dirty, and almost unfit for human consumption. So that's the reason why the central government thought that being the holiest river in India, or being at least one of the holiest rivers in India, we have Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati, Godavari, Narmada and the Kaveri. These are supposed to be the holy rivers of the country. But the Ganga was becoming the most polluted of them all, followed by the Yamuna. So that's the reason why the government thought of regenerating the river Ganga to bring back to its old glory, to bring back the old glory to the sacred river Ganga. And that's the reason why they started on this ambitious project of allotting 20,000 crore rupees to the Namami Ganga program with a budgetary allocation for 5-year period. And the term Swachh Ganga was also coined. And things are going pretty well now. A lot of activities have taken place in this Namami Ganga program. People have been prohibited from using the banks of the river Ganga for a 100-meter radius for any recreation purposes or for holding any meetings and stuff like that. No permanent construction of any kind is allowed within a 100-meter radius of the banks of the river Ganga. That is something which the government has announced and is implementing very, very seriously. We can only hope and we can only pray that the efforts of the government under the Swachh Ganga program will bear fruit and the holy river of Ganga is restored to its pristine glory as early as possible. So that's it from me for the Namami Ganga program. We now go on to the next program, and I'll see you in the next video with that. And until then, it's bye from me for now. Hello and welcome to TalentSprint for another video presentation of a development program launched by the government. This time we are going to see a scheme which is very important for bankers, because bankers are being associated with it very closely. Not only the bankers, the financial services industry as a whole is associated with this scheme very, very closely, and that is why we are going to spend a little more time on this scheme than we have spent with the other schemes. And this scheme is called the National Pension Scheme, or the NPS. The National Pension Scheme was launched on the 1st of January 2004, and it's a contributory pension scheme, which means that the employee also has to contribute. That is why it is called a contributory pension scheme. It's a contributory pension scheme where the employee contributes and the employer also will contribute, and it's a scheme aimed at giving the opportunity to people to get an annuity after retirement. And it's a scheme administered by the Government of India through various arms, as we will see in the later minutes of this video. So it's a contributory pension scheme. It's a quasi-EET instrument. It's a quasi-EET instrument where 40% of the corpus escapes tax at maturity, while 60% of the corpus is taxable. What is EET? EET means earn, exempt, and taxed. That is the meaning of the word EET, earn, exempt, and tax. You earn something, and that something is 40% of the corpus escapes tax. That is why it is called exempt, and the remaining 60% of the corpus is taxable. That is why it's called a quasi-EET scheme, earn, exempt, and tax. The National Pension Scheme is a quasi-EET scheme where 40% of the corpus on maturity escapes tax, while 60% of the corpus is taxable. From 2016, an additional tax benefit of 50,000 rupees under Section 80 CCD 1B is provided under NPS, which is in addition to the 1.5 lakh exemption of Section 80C. So we must understand that Section 80C basically provides for a contribution of 1.5 lakhs under Section 80C to various schemes such as equity-linked saving schemes, insurance premiums, your provident fund, your interest on housing loans, etc. That is under Section 80C. In addition to the 1.5 lakhs, an amount of 50,000 rupees is also provided for contribution to the National Pension Scheme with effect from 2016. That is a tax incentive given to the people who save under the National Pension Scheme. NPS, or the National Pension Scheme, offers a choice of two record-keeping agencies for the investors. One is the NCRA or the NSDL CRA. CRA is Consumer Record Agency, that is called the CRA, and the other is KCRA or Karvi CRA. There are 8 fund managers under the NPS. These 8 are the SBI Pension Fund, the LIC Pension Fund, the UTI Retirement Solutions, the HDFC Pension Fund, the ICICI Prudential Pension Fund, and the Kotak Pension Fund. So these 8 have been authorized as fund managers to manage the schemes under the National Pension Scheme. And these 8 are the authorized fund managers for the scheme, and they will be managing the funds and corpus of the scheme. Basically, which means that they will collect money under the scheme, these 8 people, and they will invest it in the market and give the returns back to the investor. That is how the scheme operates. And of course, the Reliance Capital Pension Fund is also there. I'm sorry, I forgot that. What is the architecture of the NPS or the NPS architecture? The National Pension Scheme architecture consists of the NPS Trust, which is entrusted with safeguarding subscribers' interests. The central record-keeping agencies are the CRA, the NSDL CRA, and the Karvi CRA, which maintains the data and records. So basically, it consists of the NPS Trust and it consists of the central record-keeping agencies. These two are the architecture of the NPS, which safeguards the investors' interests or subscribers' interests. Point of presence or POP as collection, distribution and servicing arms are the commercial banks. The commercial banks are the servicing arms of NPS, and they also are the point of acceptance or the point of presence. They will collect money under the NPS scheme and forward it to the various fund managers. So they are the authorized collecting agents for the NPS schemes. They are the point of service. They are the point of service for the subscribers. And then there is the pension fund managers who manage the investments of the subscribers. We discussed how the 8 pension fund managers are, starting from SBI Pension Fund to Reliance Pension Fund. So those 8 are the pension fund managers. So the architecture of the NPS consists of an NPS trust at the top with the central record keeping agencies there, and then you have the point of presence, the collecting arms, the commercial banks are the servicing arm. The commercial banks are the servicing arms, and then you have the pension fund managers who manage the funds of the subscribers. And then you have a custodian to take care of the assets purchased by the fund manager. So it operates virtually more or less like a mutual fund scheme. You have the investors, you have the trust, and then you have a fund manager, and then you have a custodian. And then you have a collecting banker. Virtually this is what a mutual fund does, and this is what more or less what a national pension scheme also does. The architecture is very simple. You have a trust, the NPS trust, then you have a central record keeping agency. You can compare it with the registrar and transfer agents in a mutual fund. Then followed by you have the collecting banks or the commercial banks who are the point of presence or the point of sale contact point for the investors or for the subscribers. The commercial bankers will collect the money, and then you have the pension fund managers who manage the funds of the subscribers, and then finally you have the custodian who takes care of the securities purchased by the subscribers. That is how the architecture of the NPS is run. And of course, you have a trustee to manage the banking operations. You also have a trustee to manage the banking operations. The types of investments under NPS are the following. The scheme E, equity, which allows up to 75% equity investments. This is invested in stocks. the equity investment scheme allows up to 75% investments is invested in stocks. That is called the scheme E. Scheme C, or the corporate debt, which invests only in high quality corporate debt instruments or corporate bonds. Then you have the scheme G, or the government securities or the gilt bonds, which invest only in government bonds. And then you have scheme A, alternative investment, which allows up to 5% of the newly added asset class only for private sector subscriber with active choice. So these are the various schemes available to the investor of an NPS. Scheme E, which allows for 75% of investment in the equities, in the equities. Scheme G, which allows for investment only in government securities and government bonds. Scheme C, which is for investment in high quality corporate debt. And then scheme A, which is an alternative investment which allows up to 5% newly added classes only for the private sector subscriber with active choice. Then the types of accounts on the NPS are, there are various types of accounts on the NPS. The Tier 1 account is a primary account, which is a pension account which has restrictions on withdrawal and utilization by the utilization of accumulated corpus. All the tax breaks that NPS are applicable only to Tier 1 account, which is like a pension account. It's like a pension account. It is a pension account, which means that you cannot use it as you like. There can be no other credit except the annuities into that account, and there are restrictions on how to utilize that account, and the tax breaks that NPS offers are applicable only to this account. That is the Tier 1 account. And then the Tier 2 account is also there. In order to introduce some liquidity to the scheme, the Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority, that is called the PFDRA. The PFDRA is the Pension Regulatory Development Authority, that is called the PFDRA. The Pension Fund Regulatory Development Authority allows for a Tier 2 account also, where subscribers with pre-existing Tier 1 accounts, that's again a clause, pre-existing Tier 1 accounts. That means a person cannot open only a Tier 2 account. He has to have a Tier 1 account where all the pension related schemes are taken care of. Only if he has a Tier 1 account, then he can open a Tier 2 account. So where subscribers with the pre-existing Tier 1 account can deposit and withdraw monies as and when they want. NPS Tier 2 is an investment account similar to a mutual fund in characteristics. So you have two types of accounts, and these are the Tier 1 and Tier 2 accounts from the NPS scheme. Who can join the NPS? Any citizen of India, whether resident or non-resident, can join the National Pension Scheme. The subscriber should be between 18 and 60 years of age. At the 60 years of age, as at the date of submission of his or her application to the point of presence or the point of service provider. That means he or she should be between 18 and 60 years of age on the day the application is submitted in the commercial bank, which is a point of service acceptance point. And on that day, he cannot be more than 60 years old, or he cannot be less than 18 years old. And these commercial banks or the central record keeping agencies will accept applications for and on behalf of the NPS scheme, and that is the age criteria. And any citizen of India, whether including residents and non-residents, can join the scheme. The subscribers should comply with the KYC norms. This has now become a norm for all investment schemes, whether it is with a bank or an insurance company or a mutual fund or the pension scheme or the national pension scheme. They should be KYC compliant as detailed in the subscriber registration form. The persons who cannot join the NPS are the undischarged insolvent and persons of unsound mind. They are prohibited from joining the NPS scheme. So that is what I have regarding the NPS scheme. NPS scheme is a very popular scheme. It's gaining momentum by the day. A lot of subscriber base is being added. And the good thing about that is the commercial banks are the point of service. They are the service providers. So to that extent, there is a lot of responsibility on the behalf of the commercial banks to ensure that this scheme is a big success. That is why this scheme has been entrusted with the commercial banks, and there are professional fund managers to do the job of managing the funds. There is a custodian to take care of the securities. There is a trustee to take care of the bank operations, and then there is the National Pension Fund or the National Pension Scheme Trust, which has the entire corpus with it. And this scheme also is partially tax-free. As I told you, it's an EET scheme, earn exempt and tax. 40% of the corpus on maturity is not taxable, while 60% of the maturity is taxable. The subscriber must have or can have two types of accounts. Tier 1 account, which is basically meant only for the pension purposes. Other kinds of credits and debits are not allowed in the Tier 1 account. And Tier 2 account is given to provide some liquidity so that they can transfer money into the Tier 2 account and utilize it for investment purposes. That is the rundown on the National Pension Scheme. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again in the next video with another development program. Until then, it's bye from me for now. Thanks for watching. Hello and welcome to TalentSprint again. We now focus our attention on the next development program, which is called the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojna. Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojna. This was launched on the 9th of May 2015, and it provides for a life insurance of rupees 2 lakhs with a premium of 330 rupees per year. Coming at a very low premium of 330 rupees per year, it provides for a life insurance cover of up to 2 lakh rupees. Available to people between the age of 18 and 50 who have bank accounts. It is available only to people between the age of 18 and 50, provided they have a bank account. In case of death due to any cause, the nominee will be paid rupees 2 lakhs. In case of death either due to natural causes or due to accidental death, the nominee will get an amount of 2 lakhs from this scheme, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima scheme. Now, all bank holders can avail this facility through their net banking service facility at any point of time or any point of time during the year. It's after all a 1-year scheme, renewable every year. So you can apply for it through your net banking from your bank accounts, and you can join this insurance scheme, provided you are between 18 and 50 years of age and you are willing to pay this rather low premium of 330 rupees per year for a life insurance cover of 2 lakhs. This covers death due to any reasons, either accidental or natural, and in case of death due to any reasons, the nominee of the insured person will get an amount of rupees 2 lakhs. There is no health certificate or information of pre-existing disease required for joining. Normally, all life insurance companies provide for, they ask for a certificate on pre-existing illnesses, and if there are any pre-existing illnesses, either the policy is declined or some additional premium is charged to take care of the premium, to take care of the additional pre-existing illnesses. And they also insist that this has to be accompanied by a physician certificate followed by a medical examination. However, under this Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima scheme, no health certificate is required, and neither any information of any pre-existing disease is required. All you have to do is to comply with 2 conditions. One is you should be between the age of 18 and 50, and second, you should have a bank account. That's about it. Once you have these, you can join the scheme at any time of the year, and it is a 1-year renewable scheme, which means that at the end of 1 year, the premium of 330 rupees gets automatically debited to your bank account, and the scheme is continued until you reach the age of 50. So that is how the scheme continues. Persons beyond the age of 50 are not eligible to join the scheme, at least as of now, and persons below the age of 18 years are also not allowed to join the scheme. This is the scheme for people between 18 and 50. It's very, very useful because a lot of people are still either not insured or underinsured. This provides a chance for people with even some pre-existing illnesses to avail of an insurance scheme that is very easy to avail. No need for medical checkups, no need for declaration of pre-existing diseases, nothing. and death due to any cause, either due to accident or illness or any other cause, would also be covered. All you have to do is open a bank account, ensure that you pay the premium of 330 rupees per year, and you ensure that you have a nominee. And then in the case of the person's, in the case of the insured's death due to any cause, the nominee will get an amount of rupees 2 lakhs. So this is the rundown on the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima scheme. This is a very useful scheme for all citizens, and I think all of us should take it. Those of us who are between the age of 18 and 50 should take it, because the premium is very, very affordable. 330 rupees per year for a coverage of 2 lakhs is ridiculously low. This is a welfare scheme provided by the government. It's a development scheme provided by the government. So that's it on this scheme. I thank you for watching this video. I'll see you again in the next video with some other development program. Until then, it's bye from me for now. Thanks for watching.